Okay,
find
so
a
you're
way.
throwing out some crazy examples. What are some of the craziest examples, or maybe the craziest example of something that somebody came to you with something and you were able to actually pull it off?
Well, Antarctica is an interesting example. I already mentioned that, so I'm going to go back to that quickly. It's usually the last place that anyone will go. So when you're really well traveled, that's usually the
you may
spot.
not make it back, right? That's kind of like the thing with like Antarctica.
Just put me on an
Like
ice
your
floe
plane
and
just
ship me
disappears
out
in the
to sea.
Bermuda Triangle and then you're gone.
Well, I work with the kind of clients that can't disappear. So, I mean, a big part of it is figuring out how to do it safely, figuring out the insurance, and coordinating with entire teams of people. So Antarctica is a tough one because traditionally the only way to get there has been to hop on an expedition cruise ship that's like fortified, so it's no problem if it hits the ice, and spend at least 14 days on the slow boat to Antarctica from Argentina, the southern tip of Argentina.
Ushuaia is amazing, by the way.
Yes, it is.
It
is.
I really enjoyed going there.
The southernmost point in the world, for those of you that don't know that. So, and you have to do the Drake Passage, which is very turbulent, and it's famous for making people, seasick for days. So it's not very pleasant. But if you want to tick off that seventh continent and see something that very few people have ever been to, that's a great spot to go to. So I can offer an experience where we custom built a luxury camp. There's like a masseuse waiting for you in camp after you go hiking, because that's tiring, of course. An amazing chef, it's covered in furs and absolutely beautiful inside. I mean, it looks like a stunning hotel in the best hotel in any city in the world, and it's all custom built for the specifications of whoever wants to go there. And then they can climb what's called a virgin peak, which you can only find a couple places in the world, because it means it's a mountain that has never been summited by human feet. And you can be the first people to summit the mountain with a team of guides, because I'm not usually working with true expedition people. Like, they don't need me because they do this every day. It's the kind of person that wants to do a once in a lifetime experience. So you have your team if needed, and then you summit the peak, and then you can name that mountain, and it's written down in the record books. And then you go back to camp, and you can hop on a private plane that I arrange that goes down there a couple times a year. Or if you're like a client I had once, you want it to be your own plane, then we can figure out all the details of that, because pilots are not accustomed to landing on ice or in Antarctica.